King of the Road.
I'm proud to report that this is the 170th episode of the King of the Road show. I'm your host, Jim King. We're about to kick off the musical segment of this week's show with Wade Bowen at the Dixie Dance Hall on Crockett Street in downtown Beaumont. Speaking of the Dixie Dance Hall, on Thursday, November 19th, the crown jewel of Crockett Street welcomes Texas country artist Roger Creager. On Friday, November 27th, you can work off some of that turkey and dressing with Beaumont boy Mark Chestnut. For more information about these and other upcoming concerts at the Dixie Dance Hall, visit DixieDanceHall.com. Born and raised in Waco, Texas, singer-songwriter Wade Bowen started his musical career in the band West 84 with longtime friend Matt Miller. In 2001, after flirting with the idea of life outside the music business, he graduated from Texas Tech with a public relations degree. Bowen decided to head out on his own, self-releasing his 2002 debut, Try Not to Listen, and playing up to 250 gigs a year. The hard work eventually paid off as the title track climbed into the top 10 on the Texas music chart, and the rising star began planning his follow-up. Live at the Blue Light and Lost Hotel arrived in 2006. Let's cruise to the Dixie Dance Hall in downtown Beaumont to check out Wade Bowen.
I'm nobody's fool anymore. I'll do just fine out on my own. You're so cruel. It's much easier now that I am alone. It's too late, girl, I'm all gone. There's nothing you can do. It's too late, girl, I'm all gone. There's nothing you can do. I'm nobody's fool. Some people dream they put on a show just to be on scene. I don't know how many times I've been right here, you still don't see me. Well, maybe wrong, but tonight I'm gonna see those city lights. 'Cause it sure as hell beats lying here, wishing I was on your mind. Start talking about what you said we'd never be. Oh, and I've been worried it's the same old story. Never know yet if you're gonna leave.
Before his concert at the Dixie Dance Hall, we had the pleasure of visiting with Wade Bowen on his tour bus.
Beaumont's always surprisingly been a regular stop for us.
Yeah, it was one of your stops on that big Leanne Womack Friends and Friends concert
years ago, yeah.
tour that you did, and man, we were real thankful of that. Big crowd in Beaumont for that. You do any more stuff with Leanne?
Actually, it's funny you asked that. I just played a show with her on Monday up in Nashville.
Cool.
We're with the same booking agency, so they did this show with all of us. It was like Clay Walker and her and Miranda Lambert and Randy Rogers' band and all of that. It was a good time. Pretty good show lined up with all of us.
Awesome.
She's a sweetheart.
Yeah, she is tiny. She's like 5 feet tall. I mean, it's shocking to meet her the first time you see her because it's not what you would expect.
Right.
And she's usually real incognito, you know. She's got kind of disheveled a little bit.
Yeah.
You know, before a show. But man, you stay busy. I don't know how you guys do it. Guys like you, Randy Rogers' band that we've talked to recently, Corey Morrow. You are so busy. I mean, you still do 250 shows a year?
It's about 200.
How do you keep up a schedule like that?
I don't keep up with any of it. I just follow where they point. It's a lot tougher nowadays with my family and having 2 little boys at home. But I just, I do it out of necessity more than anything. I mean, I love being on the road, but I have to stay on the road that much. I think guys like us have to. Not that we don't want to, but I think we have to more than anything because we have to stay fresh in people's heads and in people's minds. The majority of us are not getting a ton of radio airplay across the country, so it's pretty important that we stay in people's heads, and that's really the old school way of doing it, playing the bars, and I've been doing it for 11 years now, so just used to it.
Singer-songwriter Wade Bowen here on his bus in Beaumont. There's a song in there somewhere. Broke down in Beaumont.
Co-ride. We'll co-ride it.
No, it's air conditioned. It's nice back here.
It is.
But great to see you back in Beaumont, and you're a heck of a guy. Even though you went to Texas Tech and I went to UT, but they weren't really arch enemies back then. But
they are now, aren't they?
Yeah. I mean, Texas Tech just has those gunslingers.
Yeah.
Year after year, throw 600 yards a game. And
I think y'all would have won about 6 national championships if it wasn't for us over there.
Yeah, they stood in the way a few times.
That's good. It's been fun.
Yeah, well, continued success.
Thank you, my friend.
Great to see you, Wade.
Yeah, you too.
Dixie Dance Hall, Wade Bowen.